Welcome. I'm Sherry Nichols, and I am so just pleased and privileged to be here with you today, where we look at, we take a Bible verse and then we unpack it and download it and see how we can apply it practically in our own lives. So today we are going to be taking a look at the verse, the power of life and death is in the tongue. And this is from Proverbs 18:21. Wow, that's pretty eye-opening and jarring in a sense. Like, what? Our words can either create life or death? And so, yes, I'm going to be sharing with you. We're going to be unpacking that. We're going to be taking a look at it because I know that if you're in this community or you're watching this in whether it's live or in replay, you are going through something that is tumultuous in your life. It's a crisis, it's a crumbling of your relationship, and that may be impacting other areas of your life. And so we are looking to rebuild our foundation, because when we go through crisis in our life, it can feel like our whole world is crumbling, and it can feel like our foundation is just struggling. And so these trainings, these short 10-minute to 15-minute trainings, are meant to help rebuild that foundation to be one of strength and one of courage and one of confidence. So today, as I said, we are going to be focusing on our words and the power of our words. And so let me ask you, what if you could learn the words to use to bring about better health, better relationships, not only with others, but with ourselves, finances, you name it, across the gamut, any aspect of your life? Well, it is possible, and it is stress reducing, and it does create a more beautiful life of harmony. So I'm going to start out with a question, and that is, did you know that when you speak, your tongue vibrates, creating frequencies that we call words? And words do have the power to create our life and take it in a direction of either happiness or unhappiness, bliss or, or just really feeling crappy, really blessings or feeling like you've been cursed. So, and I know it happens to all of us, myself included, and it is a continual thing that we must be consciously aware of. So, let me tell you a story that illustrates this. There is a gentleman by the name of Michael Terrell, and he is a minister, he's an author, he's a musicologist, he's a musician, he's a producer. Let me share with you, though, what a musicologist is, because I found this to be really interesting. I had to look it up and see what the heck is that. And it is a scholar of music who considers the relationship between music, sounds, and various subjects, including relationships, including our neurological psychology, many, many things. And so he wrote a book. I think it took him about 18 years to gather the information and the research to write his book, The Sound of Healing. And in this book, he shares about his various health issues that he had in his younger years, that no matter what doctor he went to, no matter what, blood work was drawn and all the conventional means of healing, nothing provided an answer or a solution to what was going on in his body. And he was rapidly losing weight and was really in fear for his life. So he happened to go by chance into a health food store, and he was given the name of somebody who practiced in more unconventional ways. And it involved frequencies to heal, and he became well again. And while I won't go into the way in which he was healed, but it involved frequencies, because that's really the focus of what I want to share with you today that will really be important for you. So while he was in that health store, after he had gone through his healing, He was sharing his story with the owner, and there was a nurse standing nearby, and she had overheard what he was saying, and so she came over and she introduced herself, and she invited him to come to this clinic where she was working for a doctor who had received a grant to study resonant frequencies and how they affect the human body. So he was fascinated. So, of course, he went. He was really intrigued. And when he got there into this doctor's clinic, he was led to a table with a very large microscope on it. And so the doctor took an eyedropper. Oops, excuse me. Didn't mean to bring that into your ears. So the doctor brought an eyedropper, and he took a drop of water and he placed it on a slide, and he put it under the microscope, and he told Michael to talk to the water. Well, Michael thought this was a little bit crazy. So he said, no, I don't think I'm going to do that. I don't feel comfortable doing that. So the doctor said, okay. And so he began to talk to the water. And what he said was, "My, what a lovely drop of water you are." And instantly, Michael was looking through the microscope as this doctor was saying how lovely this drop of water was. And he was shocked, blown away beyond anything imaginable, because what happened in that nanosecond of the doctor saying how lovely that drop of water was is that water transformed into a beautiful crystal. And he was so shocked, he asked the doctor to do it again. And so the doctor repeated it, and the exact same thing happened. Then the doctor said, "Watch this." And he looked at the same drop of water, and he said, "I hate you." And the beautiful crystal shattered like glass. So, what is the relevance of this for us? Is that water responds to frequencies. Words carry a vibration that is a frequency, and it affects whatever it lands upon, right? And so water, it was showing how much this water was impacted, and it was either showing beautiful results or ugly results, and chaotic results. And so why this is important for you to understand is because our bodies are made up of 60 to 65% water. It used to be thought 70-75%, but I was just confirming it yesterday, and it's more like 60 to 65%, which is still more than half of our body, right? So it's incredibly important that whatever frequencies we're putting into this water are positive and are going to be things that are going to really help us create this foundation of beauty within ourselves. And let's face it, whatever we say, it doesn't just stay within us, but it emanates out, and it lands on other people, it lands on other things, and it affects other things. So we want to take more responsibility by having an awareness of what our words are actually doing. That includes things that we say to ourselves. That's a big, big thing, things we say to ourselves. So many of you may be familiar with Dr. Masaru Emoto. He was a Japanese scientist, and he began his study of water years ago. And in 2004, he wrote the book, The Hidden Messages in Water. And that was a New York Times bestseller. Now, he did major research. He may have been the doctor that Michael Tyrrell was referring to in his book, but at the time of him writing his book, he did not reveal the name of the doctor. But Dr. Masaru Emoto is very, very well known for his work in this area. And so I'm going to share my screen, and I'm going to play a 2-minute video so that you can see pictures of water crystals and what they look like after being exposed to different words and different frequencies. So hold on, let me share my video with you, or my screen with you, so I can share this video. All right. Let me enlarge it. All right. All right, so let me just hook up my mic again here. Powerful, right? Pretty darn powerful. And why I wanted to share this with you is because when we are going through our life, we have these patterns, we have these habits, we have these ways of thinking about ourselves and other things, and we don't really understand unless we're made aware of the impact and the consequences they have on our life. So I am really also wanting to just share with you this morning. I went out for a walk, which is why I just came back for a walk, and I'm hopping on this call with you. But I wanted to put this into practice. And so as I was on my walk, I came to the most beautiful hydrangea bush. I mean, the most gorgeous purple. And so I stared at it and I was just in awe. And I said, "Oh, you are so beautiful." And as I said it, the interesting thing that happened is that I was drawn even deeper into the color of purple, and I started to feel this unbelievable joy bubbling up deep inside of me. And what I noticed was that this joy wasn't mine. It was from God. It was the Holy Spirit. It was bubbling up as though to say, "Thank you for noticing." Because I was thanking God for this beautiful creation. And the response was that joy. So words have so much impact on us, and it has so much impact on our mental state and the health of our body. You saw that too, that it was showing the difference in our molecular structure before prayer and after prayer. So I invite you, if you're not already making that part of your practice, to bring that into your practice, to practice saying something that has really meaning for you. Notice where you might not be so kind to yourself, or things that you might be saying to yourself. I know when I was going through, really hard times when my marriage was breaking up, there were lots of things I was saying to myself that were not nice. And I didn't realize the damage it was doing. And so I want to share with you so that you can start creating a stronger foundation in your life. whether, it is around your relationship, but primarily it's around our relationship with ourselves. This could help you in other areas of your life too, though. And just to really commit, as we wrap up here, think about where in your life that you would really like to implement this, and knowing that our words create what we put out with them, right? And they have that vibration, they have a frequency. And so then the deeper understanding and unraveling of this is that frequency is like a magnetic attraction. And so it's going to attract to you what that frequency is. And so, think about what you might be saying as well. Things, words produce after their own kind. So, like I said, whether that's a blessing or not, good or what you would consider not so good. So if you want great health, give you some examples. If you want great health, but you're always saying, that you're sick all the time, then you're going to be sick. If you want to be financially stable, yet you're always telling everyone that you're broke, then you're going to be broke. If you want a life that flows with ease and grace, but you tell everybody how unlucky you are all the time, awful things that happen to you, then you'll continue to be a victim in life. So if you learn anything from today's training, let it be this, that be intentional with your words. They carry a vibration, and that vibration creates a frequency, and this frequency affects your whole being. That frequency will produce specific results, and those results are your current life. So in other words, speak with a consciousness around what you want so that you are more in alignment with the life that you want, and that the life you know that you can create it. And that includes that inner talk. So I want to end with this Aaronic blessing. Take these words in, let them land. God bless you and keep you. God smile on you and gift you. God look you full in the face and make you prosper. Now I invite you to create a statement that speaks lovingly to your situation or to the woman that you wish to be, knowing that every cell in your body is listening. So if you want better health, every cell in my body is functioning optimally right now. If you want more peace in your relationships, I'm at peace. My relationships are full of love, peace, and harmony. And remember, even if this isn't the actual circumstance you're experiencing, by speaking into it, you will change the frequency, which has the ability to change your circumstances. It's powerful. So if you are open to try this, to experiment with it, type in the space below, open. And I am absolutely cheering you on, holding the space for all of us to be more consciously aware of the words we choose so that we can all create a wonderful, beautiful, harmonious, loving life. Sending you so much love. Thank you so much for being with me today in the Divine Awakening training. Bye for now.